everybody. Welcome back to the Show and Tell show. It is episode number 22 of all things. And this week we're spilling the tea. We're having tea-related artifacts from our collection. I have my cup of tea today with me. In my Genevieve bought me for Christmas a few years ago.
That's right. Scary.
Anyway, Tea Challenge Penetanguishene Centennial Museum. Genevieve, we have to go first. So what do we have that's
okay? I have brought in, this is a menu from the Diana Tea Rooms, 1935 menu. And what's interesting is the Diana Tea Rooms, although it's called Diana Tea Rooms, there doesn't seem to be, there's one pot of tea you can get. It's not like a traditional tea room where you can get nice little sandwiches and petit fours. It's really just a regular restaurant, although they do have the really important stuff up front. The ice cream section, all the sundaes you can buy, and the ice cream sodas on the other side. So they start off with the good stuff. And then from there, you've got regular old food, steaks and chops. A nice small sirloin steak with onions will set you back 55 cents. They have something here called the jelly omelet. I'm not entirely sure what that is. And under sandwiches, I noted they've got the regular stuff like salmon, egg, and pineapple and nut on toast. I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, there's lots of good stuff to eat here. And you'll notice down at the bottom that this was run by the Diakos and the Anist families. And the Diakoses and the Anists have, looks like they've had businesses on King Street since at least 1921, maybe a little earlier. Mr. Diakos immigrated to Apostolos Diakos, immigrated to Canada in 1911, and at least by 1921, they were running a candy store, the Midland Candy Works on King Street. You've got the Diana Tea Rooms. Later on, it becomes the Diana Restaurant on King Street, and I think this is Hugo right there, so it's somewhere in the block on the east side of King between Dominion and Hugo. And then of course further up the street today you've got Dino's, and then also which a lot of you will probably remember, Johnny Diakos ran the fry stand in Little Lake Park for decades. So that's one family that's been around forever and ever, the Diana.
Interesting.
There we go.
In the restaurant business. Interesting.
Yeah, or food, candy.
Or food, yeah.
We actually did an exhibit of
the good stuff, candy and French fries.
Do you remember, Genevieve, us doing an exhibit of Nick Annis photography a few years ago?
Yes, that's right. Yes, Nick Annis. Or Annis rather. He owned the Uptown Billiards. He bought it, I think, from the Mackeys. And but he was also an avid amateur photographer, and he took a lot of really interesting photographs of the family, of course, but a lot of photos of Midland, which was really, really wonderful. And yeah, we had an exhibit way back in 2009, 2010.
Nice.
Of his photos.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a fun exhibit to do. Yeah, it was really fun.
They were, it was nice to see not so run-of-the-mill, I guess, photos.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicole, what do you have over in Penetanguishene?
So what I have is, I do have a tea service, a silver tea service set.
Nice.
Here's a lovely teapot. Here would have been for the sugar. And it was on this very large platter.
Oh my goodness.
There was a milk one for it as well, or a cream one. But this platter has an inscription on it. And it was given to Reverend G.M. Kingston and his wife, or G.M. Kingston and Mrs. Kingston, by the Congregation of All Saints in Penetanguishene in 1885. So that's what's
oh my gosh.
And It looks like, I think it says Christmas 1855. It's really hard to see that one word, what if it says that or not, or if it says June. Sometimes it's hard with inscriptions when it's been, you know, over 100 years. They kind of, they're not as clear. But looking into the history of All Saints, it was opened in 1877. And it had one reverend until about 1880 or 1883. And then it had another reverend for not quite a year. And then this reverend came. So I wonder if the congregation gave, you know, this reverend this very nice gift for Christmas after his first full year to try to, you know, entice him to stay, which he did. He ended up staying for almost 20 years. He left in 1903, and he actually ended up passing away from pneumonia less than 6 months later. And so they actually put a stained glass inside All Saints for this reverend. So when you go there now, you can still see that stained glass. But I thought it was a really nice souvenir that the family donated to us a couple years ago, because they wanted it to stay in Penetanguishene, because it says right on there it's from Penetanguishene. So that is a very nice artifact and a very nice place for it to stay right here.
That's interesting. Normally you don't find, I mean, such opulent presents unless it's for, you know, a going away, a thank you for your service to the congregation. So that's really neat that they...
I know. I think when they gave it to me, I think they assumed, the family assumed it was a retirement gift. And then just when you look at the dates and you look when he was here, I was like, no, this was at the beginning. But I can see if they really liked him. He under his time there, he built the tower, and he did a lot for that church. So maybe they really liked when he came in and he brought some new ideas to the church. And so I do think this maybe was a nice gift near the beginning, like, please stay. Or thank you for all of your work. So
yeah. Oh, that's wonderful.
I knew we'd have good tea stuff.
Pardon me?
We do.
I knew we would have tea stuff. Like,
yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's a fun thing about these different subject matters, that we come up with completely different things from our collection that has to do with the subject matter.
Yeah. So do you have a challenge for us next week?
I do. So we're bringing it back to make it a little more broad. It's the month of April, so why don't we go with an artifact that starts with A and see what we have.
Hey. All right.
Okay, letter A. We can do that. Sorry we missed Jan this week. Say hi to her from us.
Mm-hmm.
I did promise I would give a shout out to our education coordinator, Jillian Ross, because she is one of the biggest tea drinkers I know.
Ah.
Oh, that's right.
I told her she's gonna love this week's episode, and so big shout out to our education coordinator. And yeah, we'll see everybody next week.
All right.
Bye.